Stop it now.
How you doing, BT?
I came to see your team play. There's no Kawhi, there's no Paul George, Pat Beverly. At least I get to see you coach.
Well, that's a good thing.
I can live with that. But first off, how are those three guys doing? How's Kawhi doing, Paul and Pat?
They're doing better. I think we saw Pat play, last night. We're just being cautious and holding him out of back-to-backs. But PG's getting better. Kawhi's, I guess he's working his way towards getting better. And so the guys are doing, they're doing better. And we just need to get all the guys on the court at the same time. That's what we're looking forward to.
Another question, I know you always talk about next man up, but how do you have next man up, next man up, next man up? You got three starters out. Yeah,
I just think, just got to continue to, keep building good habits, BT. I think I'm playing the right way, sharing the basketball. Like last night, we had 31 assists, without PG and Kawhi on the floor. So we're just trying to do the right thing and playing the right way, building a great foundation offensively and defensively, and just, try to continue to keep playing that model of basketball. And that's what these guys have been doing.
Thanks, BT. Next, we will go to Tomer.
Hey, Ty, good to see you. Would you like to reveal the starters for today? Who's starting today?
I'll make it too easy for you, Tomer, because most coaches don't do it, but I do it every time you ask.
Yeah, but you're so nice. You got to do it.
I know. I'm always gonna do it. So we got Lou Will,
okay,
we got Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, and Serge Ibaka.
That's why you're the GOAT. And then speaking of Paul, I know you said you were going to talk to Lawrence about the reevaluation. We saw him shooting yesterday before the game. Is there anything more about what that reevaluation showed? Is he progressing towards a return, or what else can you tell us about that?
He's progressing, but I just kind of stay out of it. Just when they tell me he's ready to play, that's when I get locked in. I don't like to ask players how you feeling when you're coming back, because that adds a lot of pressure, because I've been a player in that situation before. And so I just kind of let them work their way back into it. When the trainer said they're ready to go, then we're ready to go.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next, we'll go to Miriam.
Hey, Ty, I wanted to ask you about Pat Bev's 4,000th point. He was pretty excited about it. You've been a player, you scored, 4,700 and change, I think. So what does 4,000 mean especially to a guy like Pat, who's known as a defender, but
Yeah, no, it definitely means a lot. I think Pat, like you said, trying to make teams early in his career, got cut a few times, had to go overseas, did it the hard way. And now to be in the league and, stay like he's staying and getting the contract that he got, it just means a lot. Like you said, coming as a defender, guy who guards the basketball, but, scoring 4,000 points in this league is not easy. So I'm very happy for him. He was excited about it. And he sent me a text today with a picture of his 4,000 point, and it said, "Run, slice, hold for me," which is the ISO we run for PG and Kawhi. So he's feeling pretty good about it. So I'm just excited for him. He's happy for him. So, that's good.
Right on. Congrats to him. Thanks, Ty.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to La.
Good evening, Ty.
What's up?
I'm good, man. The decision first, is Nicholas Batum scheduled to play off the bench today? And what went into the decision to start Marcus for the first time tonight?
With Nicholas, he came in with a migraine tonight, so he's going to be out. And so then I just thought we should try to get off to a good start against a good Miami team, so I wanted to start Marcus. And then especially we started Lou, so Lou and Marcus has that chemistry together as well. So I'm just kind of having those two guys on the floor to start, to try to get us off to a good start against a good Miami team.
So Nick out tonight with a migraine, but he should be all right for later in the week.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Next, we'll go to Cam.
Hey, Coach. back to Patrick Beverly. Lou Williams said yesterday that he committed him on having to kind of reinvent himself, if you will. Coming out of high school, he was a big-time scorer in high school. Then he kind of his game transitioned to the defensive side of the ball. Why do you think a player like Patrick had to go through that? And then how often do you see that where the player does reinvent themselves and reinvent their career and to be successful and have this long career that he's had like thus far?
Well, I mean, not to talk about myself, which I don't like to do, but I kind of go through something similar, coming out of college and high school, I averaged 23 points a game, but, coming to the NBA, I think you have to find that niche to get on the floor. I mean, because when you get to the NBA, everybody can score the basketball. So you have to do something that you have to find something you can do well to get on the floor. And with the Lakers, my job was, come in, pick up 98 feet, 94 feet, guard the basketball, be a defender. And, we had Shaq, Kobe, Glenn Rice, Eddie Jones. We knew all those guys could score the basketball. So I said, man, what can I bring to this team to get me on the floor? And that became my niche. And I think that's the same thing Pat Beverly saw, like everybody in the NBA can score the basketball. What can I bring differently to get me on the floor? And he's done that. And now he's able to shoot the ball at a high clip, shoot 40% from three, I think the last 3 or 4 years. And he's proven he can shoot the basketball. So it all comes back around, but he had to find a way to get on the floor. I think he's done that, and now he's here to stay.
And Coach, to follow up on that, do you think that's what helped you be a more relatable coach and players understand kind of where you're coming from a little bit better?
I think so. I think especially with Pat, I kind of was the same way. Like I said, being a defender first, taking charges, diving on the floor for loose balls, picking up 94 feet, playing defense, and that was my role. And then, once I got to Atlanta, I was able to do a little bit more. But, I could feel, kind of what he's going through and who he was as a player. And we do have a good relationship, I think, because of that. I do see a lot of me and him.
Thanks, Coach.
Next, we'll go to Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good.
With Miami running zone a lot, I believe they run a third most in the league so far this year. How crucial is it for a big man like Serge to get to the nail and create passing angles in the middle of the floor for others, and then also knock down shots when the defense is sagging off of him in that area?
It's very important. Just using different guys to nail him and Marcus. I think we had to play the high-low game and the guy flash to the nail and make a play for themselves with someone else. And so it's very important, especially against his team who runs a lot of zone.
Thanks. We're going to go back to Brad.
I've been noticing that Terrence Mann has been playing quite a bit for you guys lately. What have you seen from him from last year to this year, and how much has he grown?
I just think it's energy, BT. I think he comes in with a great amount of energy, especially with Pat Beverly being out. We missed that. And I think he's kind of brought that since Pat has been out, and now as Pat's been back, he's kind of, still doing the same thing for us. I think the biggest thing with Terrence Mann is just, we tried to make him a point guard last year. We was all on board with that, but I think just, letting him play the 2 and the 3, it's kind of just, freed his mind and it's enabled him to play. I think free has been the best thing for him. So we want to keep him where he's at right now. He's doing a great job, and we need that energy every single night.
Thanks, Coach. We have time for one more. Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, Ty, it's AJ from the Miami Heat. Number one, we all appreciate your honesty with the starting lineup because it helps us all prepare. So know that first off. And then number two, all of your assistants probably bring something. But what has DC brought to your staff as far as helping you?
Just defensively, I think he's been great. And I just think the way he speaks to the team, like it's not in a growling, tough, just always just mild manner. And he gets his point across by doing that. And it's kind of strange because usually the defensive guys always, like Tibbs and Lawrence, those guys are just always talking and loud. But he's mild manner, gets his point across, very smart, has a lot of different things that I haven't done defensively that he's brought over here to this team. And the guys seem to like it. So he's been great. And then his poise on the bench when teams are scoring, he's not jumping up, going crazy, just kind of staying poised and getting his point across from there. So it's been great. It's been great to have him.